play Barefoot in the Park by Neil Simon.
Well, how about that, mister? This is going to be a fiasco tonight. He's taking her all the way out to New Jersey at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's what I call the complete gentleman. He hasn't even given a thought about how he's going to get home. Maybe he'll sleep over. Hey, Paul, do you think... No, not my mother. Then again, anything can happen with the Sheik of Budapest. Boy, what a night. Hey, I got a plan. Let's take the bottle of scotch downstairs, ring all the bells, and yell, "Police!" just to see who comes out of whose apartment. Paul? What's the matter, darling? Don't you feel well?
What a rotten thing to do. To your own mother.
What?
Do you have any idea how she felt just now? Do you know what kind of night this was for her?
It's not over yet.
You didn't see her sitting here 2 minutes ago. You were upstairs with that Hungarian Duncan Hines. Well, she was miserable. Her face was longer than that trip we took tonight.
She never said a thing to me.
She's too good a sport. She went the whole cockeyed way. Boy, oh boy, dragging a woman like that all the way out to the middle of the harbor for a bowl of sheep dip?
It was Greek bean soup. And at least she tasted it. She didn't jab at it with her knife, throwing cute little epigrams like, "Ho, ho, ho, I think there's someone in there."
That's right. That's right. At least I was honest about it. You ate 2 bowls because you're showing off for Al Capone at the next table.
What are you so angry about, Paul?
I just told you, I felt terrible for your mother.
Why? Where is she at this very minute? Alone, with probably the most attractive man she's ever met. Don't tell me that doesn't beat the hell out of hair curlers in the Late Late Show.
Oh, I could just hear it now. What sparkling conversation. He's probably telling her about the chicken cassatori he once cooked for the High Lama of Tibet, and she's sitting there shoving pink pills in her mouth.
You never can tell what people talk about when they're alone.
I don't understand how you could be so unconcerned about this.
Unconcerned? I'm plenty concerned. Do you think I'm going to get 1 wink of sleep until that phone rings tomorrow? I'm scared to death for my mother. But I'm grateful there's finally the opportunity for something to be scared about. What I'm really concerned about is you.
Me? Me?
I'm beginning to wonder if you're capable of having a good time.
Why? Because I like to wear my gloves in the winter?
No, because there isn't the least bit of adventure in you. Do you know what you are? You're a watcher. There are watchers in this world and there are doers, and the watchers sit around watching the doers do. Well, tonight you watched and I did.
Yeah. Well, it was a lot harder to watch what you did than it was for you to do what I was watching.
You won't let your hair down for a minute. You couldn't even relax for 1 night. Boy, Paul, sometimes you act like such a...
What? A stuffed shirt?
I didn't say that.
That's what you're implying.
That's what you're anticipating. I didn't call you a stuffed shirt. But you are extremely proper and dignified.
I'm proper and dignified? When? When was I proper and dignified?
All right. The other night at Delfino's, you were drunk, right?
Right, I was stoned.
There you are. I didn't know it until you told me in the morning. You're a funny kind of drunk. You just sat there looking all unhappy and watching your coat.
I was watching my coat because I saw someone else watching my coat. Look, if you want, I'll get drunk for you sometime. I'll show you a slob. Make your hair stand on end.
It isn't necessary.
Do you know at PJ Clark's last New Year's Eve, I punched an old woman? Don't tell me about drunks.
All right, Paul.
When else was I proper and dignified?
Always. You're always dressed right. You always look right. You always say the right things. You are very close to being perfect.
That's a rotten thing to say.
I have never seen you without a jacket. I always feel like such a slob compared to you. Before we were married, I was sure you slept with a tie.
No, just for very formal sleeps.
You can't even walk into the candy store and ask the lady for a Tootsie Roll. You have to walk up to the counter, point at it, and say, I'll have that thing in the brown and white wrapper.
That's ridiculous.
And you're not. That's just the trouble. Like Thursday night, you wouldn't walk barefoot with me in Washington Square Park. Why not?
Very simple answer. It was 17 degrees.
Exactly. That's very sensible and logical. Except it isn't any fun.
You know, maybe I am too proper and dignified for you. Maybe you would have been happier with someone a little more colorful and flamboyant, like the geek.
Well, you'd be a lot more laughs than a stuffed shirt.
Oh, I thought you said I wasn't.
Well, you are now.
I'm not going to listen to this. I'm not going to listen. I've got a case in court tomorrow.
Where are you going?
To sleep.
Now? How can you go to sleep now?
I am going to close my eyes and count Kanishis. Good night.
You can't go to sleep now. We're having a fight.
You have the fight. When you're through, turn off the lights.
Ooh, that gets me insane. You can even control your emotions.
Look, I'm just as upset as you are. But when I get hungry, I eat. And when I get tired, I sleep. You eat and sleep too. Don't deny it. I've seen you.
Not in the middle of a crisis.
What crisis? We're just yelling a little.
You don't consider this a crisis? Our whole marriage hangs in the balance.
It does. When did that happen?
Just now. It's suddenly very clear that you and me have absolutely nothing in common.
Why? Because I won't walk barefoot in the park in winter? You haven't got a case, Corey. Adultery, yes. Cold feet, no.
Don't oversimplify this. I'm angry, can't you see that?
Corey, it's 2:15. If I could fall asleep about a half an hour, I can get about 5 hours sleep. I'll call you from court tomorrow and we can fight over the phone.
You won't discuss it. You're afraid to discuss it. I married a coward.
Corey, would you bring in a pail? The closet's dripping.
I hate you. I hate you. I really, really hate you.
Corey, there's one thing I learned in court. Be careful when you're tired and angry. You might say something you will soon regret. I'm now tired and angry.
And a coward.
And I will now say something I will soon regret. Okay, Corey, maybe you're right. Maybe we have nothing in common. Maybe we rushed in this marriage a little too fast. Maybe love isn't enough. Maybe two people should have to take more than a blood test. Maybe they should be checked for common sense, understanding, and emotional maturity.
All right. Why don't you get it passed in the Supreme Court then? Only those couples bearing a letter from their psychiatrist proving they're well adjusted will be permitted to be married.
You're impossible.
You're unbearable.
You belong in a nursery school.
Well, it's a lot more fun than the home for the fuddy-duddies.
Oh, all right, Corey. Let's not get...
Don't you touch me. Don't you touch me. Ah! I don't want you near me ever again.
All right, Corey, let's not get...
No! I can't even look at you. I can't even be in the same room with you now.
Why?
I just can't. That's all. Not with the way that you feel.
When I feel what way?
The way you feel about me.
Corey, you're hysterical.
I am not hysterical. I know exactly what I'm saying. It's no good between us, Paul. It never will be again.
Holy cow.
I'm sorry. I don't want to cry.
Oh, for pete's sakes, cry. Go ahead and cry.
Don't you tell me when to cry! I'll cry when I want to cry, and I'm not having my cry until you're out of this apartment.
What do you mean out of this apartment?
Well, you certainly don't think we're going to live here together, do you? After tonight?
Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious. I want a divorce.
A divorce? What?
I can't discuss it any further. Good night, Paul.
Where are you going?
To bed?
You can't, not now.
You did before.
That was in the middle of a fight. This is in the middle of a divorce.
I can't talk to you when you're hysterical. Good night.
Will you come here? I want to know why you want a divorce.
I told you why. You and I have absolutely nothing in common.
What about those 6 days at the plaza?
6 days does not a week make.
What does that mean?
I don't know what it means. I just want a divorce.
You know, I think you really mean it.
I do.
You mean every time we have a little fight, you're going to want a divorce?
There isn't going to be any more little fights. This is it. This is the end, Paul. Good night.
Corey, did you mean this? Will you come down here?
Why?
Because I don't want to yell. All the way.
Afraid the crazy neighbors will hear us?
You're serious?
Dead serious.
You mean with the whole thing, with the signing papers and going to court, shaking hands, goodbye, finished, forever, divorced?
That's what I mean.
I see. Well, I guess there's nothing left to be said.
I guess not.
Right. Well, good night, Corey.
Where are you going?
To sleep.
Don't you want to talk about it?
At 2:30 in the morning?
Well, I can't sleep until this thing is settled.
Well, it may take a few months. Why don't you at least take a nap?
You don't have to get snippy.
Well, damn it, I'm sorry, but when I plan vacations, I'm happy. When I plan divorces, I'm snippy. All right, you want to plan this thing? Let's plan it. Want a quick divorce or a slow, painful one?
I'm going to bed.
You stay here or you get no divorce from me.
You can try acting civilized.
Okay, I'll be civilized, but charm you're not going to get. Now sit down. There's a lot of legal and technical issues to go through.
I don't know anything about legal things.
Now I am the doer and you're the watcher, right, Corey? Huh? Right. Isn't that right, Corey?
So this is what you're really like.
Yes.
All right. What do you want?
First of all, what grounds?
Grounds?
That's right, grounds. What is your reason for divorcing me? And remember, my failure to appreciate kanishis will only hold up in a Russian court.
You're a scream, Paul. Why weren't you funny when we were happy?
Okay, how about incompatible?
Fine. Are you through with me?
Not yet. What about the financial settlement?
I don't want a thing.
Oh, but you're entitled to it. Alimony, property. Supposing I just pay your rent? $75.63 a month, isn't it?
Ha ha.
And you can have the furniture and the wedding gifts. I'd like just to keep my clothes.
I hardly expected bitterness from you.
I'm not better. That's a statement of fact. You're always wearing my pajamas and slippers.
Only after you go to work.
Why?
Because I like the way they... Never mind. It's stupid. I'll sign over the pajamas and slippers.
If you'd like, you can visit them once a month.
That's bitter!
You're damned right it is.
You have no right to be bitter.
Don't tell me when to be bitter.
Things just didn't work out.
They sure as hell didn't.
You can't say we didn't try.
Almost 2 whole weeks.
Better than finding out in 2 years.
Or 20.
Or 50.
Lucky, aren't we?
We're the luckiest people in the whole world.
I thought you weren't going to cry.
Well, I am. And I'm going to enjoy it. Because I'm going to have the biggest cry I've ever had in my whole life. And I'm going to keep you up all night long. Good night, Paul. I mean, goodbye! Woo!
All night long. "6 days does not a week make." You work and work for a lousy 6 cents.
All right, scene. Take a breath. How we feeling?
I missed a line, so we had to accelerate that. That's my fault.
All right.
That's good. Oh, good.
How you doing, bud? You all right?
I'm good.
You fired up about that line?
I'm pissed I missed that line, yeah. Surprised you didn't stop. I was like, I'm just gonna keep going.
What was the line?
It was, so there's two very similar lines. It's like it's the upset line. It's the line about being upset. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
What's the actual word? It's the line. Why my brain is like foggy right now all of a sudden?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to help. I just don't know what you're talking about.
Did I miss a line or am I crazy?
You might be crazy.
I might be crazy? Matt, am I crazy?
I mean, I didn't catch it, but yeah, I don't know. You might have missed a line.
I might.
It's possible.
It was,
You probably did. I trust your brain more than me reading, truthfully. But let's rewind. Let's rewind.
Yeah.
Take a breath. How you feeling?
Pretty good. I like the work we put in.
Where's all the angst coming from? Because you didn't decide to do a new scene. You kept this scene, right?
Yeah.
This is our swan song for you. Are you feeling emotional about that?
I think one thing I love about this character is I feel like it's parallel with my life so much, and being able to get into the mind of this character has been something that I've really enjoyed the past few months, and you know, I feel like we've had such good runs, and I'm happy about the work we put in, so I feel good. I wanted to channel all of my energy into this scene, and I feel like I did for the most part. I was a little, once I felt like I missed something, I kept going, but I felt like I took myself out of the scene for a minute when I did that, so.
So, in your words, what has been the transformation of this studio on your life?
I would say.
When did you come in? How long ago?
I came in 2023.
Okay. What were you expecting? Why'd you come in?
Honestly, it was like I was like, Mom, I want to try acting classes, and she was like, Merry Christmas. So that's kind of how it started.
Okay.
But I just kind of came in and I knew it would complement acting a lot, but I also knew I always had that little itch since I was like 10 years old.
You mean it would complement broadcasting?
Yeah, because the presentation skills and the storytelling and understanding scripts, understanding the variety of emotions, but I had an itch to act as well, and it was always in me, so I knew I was going to come here and try it, and I tried it, and I learned a lot about myself in terms of...
Let's go into that.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about you, who you are, and what this place has opened up for you.
I would say...
Slow down. Speak truth.
I know like 2 years ago, I kind of had a pretty one-dimensional identity.
Why?
I was like the sports kid growing up. I did all the sports stuff. I come to Arizona for sports stuff, and I had an idea of who I was, but I would say I came here and I learned two things. One, the wider range of my passions and long-term what I want and I can be, as well as just the importance of discipline and hard work. I thought I was doing well because I got the good grades, I was doing that, and I felt like, I remember in my first master class I had beer poured in my hair, and I think that rinsing definitely woke me up in terms of just...
Did I pour beer in your hair?
I poured beer in my hair, you told me to.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Sounds like me.
But it opened my eyes, like, there's a certain point where it's like, these habits get you here, and then to get here, you gotta get your crap together. So I definitely pushed myself really hard the last 2 years, and I feel like at that point, everything's at the finish line, so I'm tired, I'm stressed, it's uncertain, and Paul's the same exact way, and I noticed that parallel and the tension he puts in every single court case, and just the chaos, the uncertainty coming out of law school, getting married, going into this world where he doesn't have the training wheels of the academic structure, and now he is just fully immersing himself into a world of uncertainty and the insecurities about what if I don't do what I've been envisioning my entire life? What if I lose her because I put everything I have into this? So yeah, I would say my passion is definitely, I think I've been more comfortable displaying that the last couple of years here. And
Let's talk about what I describe as your beautiful mind, your gifting.
thank you.
Tell me about that.
I don't know. I knew I was good with numbers at a young age, and I didn't really know much about that. Like, I used to, like, just for fun, study populations and study like stats and things, probably starting at 8, 9 years old, and wasn't a great student growing up and didn't really feel like it really meant anything. But I think over time I've realized some of those little interests, those little habits that you form, once channeled properly, it can really propel on parts of what you're meant to be as a human. So I don't think I really thought about that really ever my entire life, but yeah, I definitely know it started out with numbers for sure.
But you're also a savant of sorts, right? Like you have a genius about you, or been described that way. And that genius can be something that can hold you back from feeling always, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
It feels like if I can put it into football terms, you have all these gaps and you have these coverages that you're both reading on the defensive end, as well as you want to make sure your receivers are making the proper motions and that your linemen are making the proper blocks and all these things that like these pre-snap formations you have to follow. And I would say my natural tendency is that pre-snap formation where I guess I try to process everything and it's just a habit. I try to stay away from it, but it's definitely been something that can help you, it can hurt you sometimes, and trying to find the balance of presence, grounding, to know, like, allow your mind to function on autopilot in that respect, but also just kind of slow down and be, and I get there and then I get out of it and it feels like a little flicker of fire, and then I haven't got the match fully going yet, but I feel the flickers, so.
Yeah, because that's what I hope that we've helped you ignite over these last years. That's been the most important part to me of our work together, is the long nights afterward when you were helping tear down the studio and we would just talk and I would just tell you, like, hey, breathe. Slow down.
Yep.
Feel.
Working on that.
Yeah.
Not look at life like a math equation.
Yeah. Because there's this other side of life, but at the same time, I don't want you to lose the gifting. It's like you got to lean into that, and then at the same time know how and when to listen and be. It's the improvisation. That's what you're talking about. Is when you've got every play memorized and every formation memorized, and you go with the pre-snap, but then the improvisation hits you. Yeah. You might get flustered. Or panicked, or just make a rash move of sorts instead of then feeling and allowing yourself to be.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely taken a big step forward, and I know there's a lot more work to do there, but I just want to I have a habit, I want to master something in 2 weeks, but that's not feasible. So I want to take those steps forward for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think you've come a long way with that.
Thank you.
This is not goodbye.
Yeah.
But you're going to be graduating and most likely moving states, and we don't know. But you're going to be off to the races. You'll come back, I'm sure, and we'll see you for different things.
Yeah.
But I want to send you off on the right foot in a loving way, and help you see how much you've grown, and then help you realize that that's the thing you want to keep working on. That's the thing you want to just ground yourself into.
Yeah. Thank you.
Where are you at?
We were putting a lot of work this time around into being more ourselves, and like something I really noticed is that like when you tell me with the whole like you're faking, you're acting, like I've put a filter over my voice, and I feel like I kind of did a decent job of not doing that this time around. Like being more Alexia in it, because you've kept telling us this whole time, like you casted us as this because we were like a perfect match for these characters. So I don't know. I feel like there was more Alexia in that last run around. I don't know. I'm just grateful for like, this scene partner and everything. I'm sad it's our last one. Because I was excited to do another scene in it too, but I didn't want to overload him.
Okay, so so good. Here's the work that I want to see done for tomorrow.
Okay.
Is we gotta, like, if you think about it, we got maybe 5 laughs.
Yeah, there's way more.
Out of 100. So then you have to ask yourself why. So why do you suppose when I start and stop you versus when I let you go that we get the laughs in the one way and we don't get it in the other way? It's probably because the things you're talking about, you've got to lean into more. So, interestingly, Alexia, there was, I could see you past the mirror here, and I watched you really see your mother. It felt very authentic. And then you have a hard job because the beginning of this play or the scene is a lot of dialogue that's all you. So then you started to get exposed a little bit. And you weren't able to stay completely into your next thought. The character must continue thinking. You're going to be playing this thing where the actor, well, the actor knows, but the character kind of knows, but the character doesn't have an audience. You know, the character is just in the scene. So the thing that you have to do a better job at is impacting the other person. And that's where you have to find new ways, and you have to force connection sometimes if it's not there, on both sides. So you did a much better job with the blocking too, you know, like that, all that flow. You seem to get it. So now it's that final step of putting it all together, because we're memorized, cold, other than one line that's debatable whether you missed. You'll probably prove it to me tomorrow.
I don't know if you missed one.
It might be. It probably is. I'm joking.
Yeah.
You're memorized. You're blocked. Right? You know each other now. Have you worked on their relationship? What have you done?
We did a whole entire improv. We went for like an hour and a half straight here, just as Corey and Paul, and it like felt really good. I don't know.
You did what?
Sorry.
What did you do?
We like improv just as Corey and Paul, just lived in the studio as Corey and Paul. We went for like an hour, like it just was flowing.
Hold hands. Okay. Okay.
You scared of me? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Breathe. Breathe. Put your arm around her instead.
All right.
Okay, we did some work. That's good. That's good. So, like, from this relaxed state, right from there, ask her what kind of divorce she wants. Breathe, breathe, relax. You need to land these ideas on her, okay? And just kind of like be nice to her shoulder a little bit. Just kind of chill.
What kind of divorce do you want?
Not a slow, painful one.
Yeah, say your line. Say your line, Paul.
Well, it may take a few months. Why don't you at least take a nap?
You don't have to get snippy.
Oh, damn it, I'm sorry, but when I plan vacations, I'm happy. And when I plan divorces, I'm snippy.
I didn't tell you to yell.
Okay, wait. Oh, okay, that's the line.
I know.
All right. Well, damn it, I'm sorry, but when I plan divorces, I'm snippy. All right. You want to plan this thing? Let's plan it. You want a quick divorce or a slow, painful one?
I'm going to bed.
You stay here or you get no divorce from me.
You can try acting civilized.
Okay.
Okay, good. So just like that movement when you left him was better. When she left you was better because you were like, it was warm and now it's not warm.
Yeah.
So you had this instinct.
Okay.
When you came back, it was fake again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it totally was.
You know that?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I felt it and I was like, what? That just happened.
So one of the things, Alexia, you're gonna want to earn for yourself is I want you to have a more discerning eye on your own performances. Because I need you to pat yourself on the back, but I also need you to see it. So like, it's okay to be very proud of yourself, but at the same time, I need you to hopefully see when you come out or feel it or whatever. Because if you can't feel it yet, then I have to do a better job of helping you shock therapy understand when you're out.
I do see it and I do feel it, but I'm having a hard time understanding why and like how.
Great. So that's where the questions come in that are going to be better.
Yeah.
So when you watch game tape, you can specifically say, this felt weird, I don't know why. You could literally show me the tape and then I can tell you exactly why.
Okay.
So in this moment, the reason that was awkward, what do you say?
You can try acting civilized.
You can try acting civilized and then you go.
I stop on the landing and
Yeah.
turn back. So it's kind of like,
You could try acting civilized, I turn around.
then you can try acting civilized.
I say that.
I say, I'm going to bed. What do you say?
Where are you going? And then you
No.
can't.
I'm
not
playing you,
now.
Alexia. You're gonna watch me. You don't get to be you.
Well,
I'm me. I'm you now. What do you say? How do I get out of here?
I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed.
Where are you going? Oh, you just said that.
That's
It's-
not
you
the
can't.
way.
It's not now.
It's the when it feels weird because we're usually yelling it.
Yeah.
And then you say something and I turn around. You can just try acting civilized. What is it? Of course this is happening.
So where are you going?
You want a quick divorce or a slow, painful one? I'm going to bed.
Oh, that's one.
I'm going to bed. What do? Am I gone?
I stop on the
You
landing.
stay here or
He
you get no
says
divorce from
something
me.
and
That's
it
the
stops
line,
me
yep.
on the landing and I
Okay,
turn
I'm on the
around.
landing.
I'm so unused
What do you
to
say?
that.
What do you say?
You stay here or you get no divorce from me.
You can try acting civilized. There we go.
That's what I say?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to bed.
You stay
You should have
here-
already talked. You're late.
Okay.
I'm going to bed.
You stay here or you get no divorce from me.
You can try acting civilized.
Okay, I'll be civilized, but charm you're not going to get. Now sit down, because there's a lot of legal and technical
Now
issues
hold up.
to go
Hold
through.
up. What's the difference, Alexia?
You stayed in that moment and had the thoughts about what he's saying, and
I didn't force myself to have to turn around.
Yeah.
To whatever.
which is what I was
Right?
doing.
Why'd I make him go again? Because I don't want to be. My truth is I ain't gonna slow down for you, bro. Mm-hmm. If I go, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed. If you don't stop me, I'm
You
fucking
stay
in bed.
here or, yep. there
Right?
you go.
That's it.
Yep.
That's the idea. So then as a partner, I go, I need you with all of my life to stop me before I get too far, because my truth is I'm gone.
Okay.
If I can't, for whatever reason, I have to block myself better. So then I go, you say, where are you going? I'm going to bed. Now I gave you more time because I decided to go that way if I needed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I'm never going to sacrifice my truth, ever.
Right.
So when I shook him off, I felt very fake
Yeah.
because I was kind of doing what you did.
It looked a little fake.
So you know what I did? I stopped and I looked him in the eyes
And reconnected.
and I grounded us.
Yeah. Reconnected instead of just pushing. with the
That's
fake.
right.
Okay.
So it's this constant battle of trying to. See, and I touched his arm, I felt his tension. She could do that.
He just doesn't sit next to me. Like I love this moment. Maybe we do this tomorrow.
No,
Like, we're sitting,
no, it has nothing to do with this.
I know, but, like-
sitting, it has nothing to
Okay,
do with
okay,
it.
I
It has nothing to do with sitting.
No, but okay.
I can do it from here.
No,
I can do it from, I'll
connection
prove
is
it.
the
I can do it from here.
connection. He's standing.
He's laughing, I'm laughing. And now he's shaking his leg and I'm paying attention to it. And you know what? I think it's cute. And I'm mad at him, but I think it's cute.
Okay.
And I hate when he makes me feel like that.
Yeah.
So look at my butt. I will do what I have to do to affect him. Okay? I will force it.
Okay.
Not for them, not for me, but for like it has to be and if it's not there, I will demand it from him. You see how blushy he is now?
I'm
Okay,
nervous.
maybe the demanding is where I'm getting stuck then, because then to me, I feel like that's such an easy trap to start faking it. Is when you start forcing it, is then to me that's faking it. So I think maybe that's where I'm stuck.
I'm not forcing the line, I'm forcing the connection.
You're forcing the connection. Yeah, that's the difference. Okay.
Get on here, I'll do it with you. Give me a line, Paul.
You can't, not now.
You can't. Not now.
You did before.
Did what?
Go to bed.
Well, no.
Yes.
No.
You did.
No, I did. I'm saying no, you can't go now.
Why?
Because I don't want you to.
Why?
See, I changed you.
Yeah, you did.
I forced it without talking. You can do it to me. You can change me. You just decide. What do I want? Are we above the scene or are we in the scene? Get in the scene. So he stops you and you come back, and if you start talking here, talking, you haven't landed anything on him. There's no connection. And then if I see the tension or I see the whatever, it's like, what am I trying to do to you? Do I want to relax you? Do I want to piss you off more? Do I want you to be attracted to me? Like, what do I want right now? How do I win? I've got to want, you've got to want. And I'm studying you and seeing if I'm winning. And if I'm not, I'm going to find a way to win. And then you're going to hit me with something that's a surprise. Surprise me with something. Provocatively. One of you.
Just like a line from the scene?
No, just hit me with something.
Bullshit.
She won.
Yeah.
She won. I let her win, but I heard it. I realized she won. Now I'm dealing with it in my own way. Until I regroup and find out how I'm going to come back and win. Okay? And that's the improvisation I'm talking about, right? Where it's like, it doesn't even matter if it comes from the stage. It's the listening aspect. So now that we have all the technique down, now it's about, are you really landing ideas, or are you just saying lines?
Yeah.
One is cold, like an operating room, and the other one feels like a warm fire. Today was an operating room.
Yep.
I have a million questions. Okay, so, because the landing the idea and all of that, like, it takes time to connect and land, but then we mess up the pace. Then the pace is thrown. So how do you navigate that? Okay.
Right? What you're doing right now is the scene. It's how the scene should feel.
Right.
You said, I have a million questions. What did I do?
What did you do? No, you sat down. You're
I took a pause. You said, I have a million questions, to which my brain went, great. Let's talk about that. I sat down. You waited.
Then you said, something about the pacing. And I said, yep. But the truth of the matter is, that wasn't slow. That wasn't a slow moment. But you realistically needed to wait for me to sit, to talk.
Yeah.
I kind of told you, like, you're right, because you're listening in the moment, because it's life. When you're in the scene, you stop listening to that, and you talk over the movement.
Right.
You talk over the thing that needed to be listened to in that moment. You impacted me, so I changed. You see how fast I'm talking now and you're listening intently? That's pretty fast. Like, the scene is fast, yes. Yeah. You don't get to stop listening.
Yeah. Because I kept saying that about prompt, like, it has to, like, prompt that. Like, do you have to stop me at the stairs? Or, like, I have to stop you from walking and putting your tire, something. Like, everything is prompted.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I am just overthinking it.
Gee, Paul.
Gee. Boy, Paul. Maybe I'm the stuffed shirt.
Hello! Hello! All right, thank you, you two. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
That's our class, everybody. Here's how Masterclass works. Tonight, together, and it feels like you can conquer the world. And then my hope is that it inspires you to, on Monday, keep working. That's the goal, you know, is not to stop, but to start your own production company and lose 60 pounds and end up, you know, moving and getting to be a broadcaster in the Olympics. And, like, I want your life to be amazing. This is one of the tools that teaches you discipline, teaches you about life, but should hopefully teach you how to lean in to the hard stuff, the everyday stuff, so that this becomes second nature to you. We'll see you tomorrow.